Hello everyone and welcome to another custom figure showcase. So it occurred to me recently that this is actually a custom that some of you will have seen before because you'll have seen it as part of my Tardis collections, of my collection showcase series. But I realised that I've never shown this one, or I think my 8th Doctor Tardis, as a proper custom figure showcase. I've only shown them in the collections video, so I thought it was about time that I did some proper custom figure showcase videos on them, and we're going to start today with this. This is my 5th Doctor Tardis. Now, a little bit of background information for you, and thank you to a couple of websites for providing these pictures. There were plans at one point to put out a proper 5th Doctor electronic TARDIS. Now I've tried to replicate the design seen here as in the proper prototypes. Basically it was the standard classic TARDIS with a darker design and some green shading around the bottom. I'm hoping this will come up on camera. And yeah, so I've tried to replicate this. The only thing I haven't done, which I might well plan to go back and do in future, is add a darker sign which is more in tone with the wood, and also a slightly lighter police box sign. But apart from that, all I've literally done here is taken, I believe this was a this is a 5th Doctor TARDIS. This was the 7th Doctor TARDIS, and then all I've done is take it apart and repaint it. Obviously, I've added on, like I said, I've added on weathering details. I'm really hoping this comes up on camera, because it is quite bright in the hand. And obviously I've added on some smaller details, such as darkening the handles, and then obviously just painted around the windows, and that's pretty much it. All I've done is given it an overall repaint. It works really well, and it's a bit of a shame they never released this, because I think it would have been a great thing to have as part of a collection. Now, something else I will just say whilst I'm doing this as well, a lot of people have asked me to do a how-to-do on taking apart a TARDIS. Now, at the moment, I don't have any spare to take apart, and I'm slightly reluctant to take apart any of my custom versions. However, that being said, I do want to repaint my 3rd Doctor TARDIS and update it into a kind of 2nd and 3rd Doctor TARDIS soon. So I may do a video taking that apart, but of course, obviously what I've done is I have modified the roof on that. Now, I'm contemplating possibly taking this one or my 8th Doctor TARDIS apart to show you, but I know something else that a lot of people are going to want to see is how to do it without ruining the electronics. Now, unfortunately, or at least fortunately for me, all of my TARDISes, which is another question I get asked, is how did you get so many? I bought a lot of mine either when they were brand new or as spares repairs, and the electronics in the majority of them don't work, so I can show people how to take them apart, but obviously the electronics is something they'll have to be careful about themselves. But yeah, I just wanted to address that issue because I know it's something that people have asked about. So yeah, a how to do on taking apart a classic TARDIS is coming at some point in future. I'm not quite sure when yet, but it is coming. But yeah, so like I said, I haven't put anything inside this in terms of the interior. I won't open the doors, partly because a problem that I've faced with repainting this one and repainting some of the others is the paint does add less, a millimetre of thickness, but it does mean that there are slight problems when opening and closing the doors. They can be quite difficult to do, but as I said, this is a custom that I'm very proud of. I'm very pleased with how it came out, and it's something that is great to have in my collection because I would love to have the proper prototype. There are some very lucky people, I believe the people that own the websites that I borrowed the pictures from. Again, all credit to them for their pictures. But yes, I would love to have the proper prototype in my collection. But for now, I think this is a great thing to have. And also, to be fair, it's a great custom to make because it is quite a complex custom in terms of taking apart and having to repaint it very carefully. But at the same time, it's quite easy custom to do in terms that you've just basically got to paint it all one colour. You've just got to be careful around the things like the signs and the windows. But apart from that, it's something that if anybody has a non-functioning classic TARDIS, I thoroughly urge them to do this, and it really does look great, and I think it looks great in the collection because it means that I've got a TARDIS for each one, and kind of the 5th and the 6th and the 7th Doctor TARDIS kind of interchangeable, same with the second and the third, depending on the era. But the fifth Doctor TARDIS, as I said, it was slightly changeable with the sixth Doctors and the fourth Doctors, you could argue. But there was a time when it was very definitive as this TARDIS, and I think this works really well because it's not too bright. It kind of evokes everything about the classic series for me. It's got the slight dark blue tint of the first Doctor's TARDIS, whilst the sort of overall well-known classic design. But yes, that is my fifth Doctor custom TARDIS. As always, I hope you enjoyed this video. Like, favourite, subscribe, share, it really helped me a lot, and be sure to check out the description below for a link to my Patreon. There is an exclusive webcomic and rewards for those who support it, and it would really help me out a lot if you would support it. I salute you all, and I will see you with another video very soon.